I found it.
Yeah. Okay,
All
good.
right. All right. Welcome everyone to our Tuesday night training. I'm super excited because we have a Canadian rock star, and we know that Canada is on fire. So I am excited for Lori Brooks to be here. But I'm Leslie Olau. I am an executive here in Indiana, and I share this Tuesday night training with our other executive, Stephanie Wood from Texas, Dawn Abbott, who is an amazing silver director, along with, and she's from Georgia, and of course, Tammy Glowacki, who is also a silver director. She's in California and San Diego. So I just wanted, we love to bring other people in, Lori, and you have been a rock star, and I see that you've earned your free kit, I believe, right? And Founders Club already. And I know that now. Are you directly under Toddy?
Yes, I'm
Okay.
directly under Toddy.
Okay. Awesome. Awesome. So I just want you to share your story. And then, of course, we're going to ask you a few questions because, like I said, Canada is flipping on fire. So we want to find out what Canada is doing, and so that we can like do some copy and paste.
Awesome, awesome. Well, first of all, I want to thank you so much for asking me. It's my pleasure to come on here and share my story. Yeah, so I was introduced to Singular. Well, first of all, Lori Brooks from Edmonton, Alberta, if you guys don't really know where I'm from. So I was introduced to Singular from Toddy. Um, wow, March of 2017. I was skeptical. I just was skeptical because I'd been a yo-yo dieter. I just didn't think it was going to work for me. And I really did it because it came with a 30-day money back guarantee back then, where now it comes with a 45. I started with our larger system, and my first 8 days, I lost 10 pounds, 22 and a half inches. But on day 3, I like got out of bed. My husband actually thought there was something wrong with me because I got out of bed so quickly. Because normally I would sit on the edge of my bed. I do have multiple sclerosis, so I had lots of inflammation and discomfort in my body. So something just always ached, right? So he just kind of said, honey, like, what's wrong with you? And I'm like, nothing. Like, what's wrong with you? Like, why are you asking me that? And he's like, you just got out of bed so quickly. And then I stopped and I thought, oh my God, I did. And I called Toddy and I was just like, oh my God, Toddy, I'm throwing out my box. And she was like kind of worried. She's like, why, honey? And I'm like, I can't believe like how I feel. I said, like, I don't even care if I don't lose any weight, but I'm going to see this through, because on day 3, I already felt like amazing. I just felt like something was just lifted from my, like the mental fog and the energy and stuff like that. I do always had like a lot of energy because my husband and I are very busy. We cleaned a bar at that time. I run a day home. I have like 5, 6 little kids, all under the age of 5. So I'm very, very busy already. And I was just like, oh my God, like I just felt fantastic. So my first 8 days, I lost 10 pounds, 22 and a half inches, 20 pounds in my first month. And like I said, like I couldn't believe like how I felt. And my first 90 days, I was down 50 pounds. Fast forward, I'm down over 110 pounds. But it's literally changed my life. I thank Toddy every day because, like I said, I ghosted her because I just assumed she was calling me for something else, right? And how she tricked me is she blocked my number. So we all know how to do that now, right? And I picked it up and I'm like, hello. And she's like, hey. And I was like, oh, Lord. So, but I'm so thankful for her. Also, I'm just going to share my business part because I wasn't coachable. I actually paid for my product for 6 months. I actually bought ultimate transformation kits, the largest system, month after month after month, because I wasn't coachable. I didn't listen to Toddy. I didn't pick up the phone. And then one day she just kind of stopped in at my house and she's just like, Lori, don't you want your friends to feel as good as you do? And then that's when a light bulb just went off. And I was like, oh yeah. And people were asking me, but I just kept saying, oh, I'm just eating healthy. I'm just changed my eating habits and stuff like that. Right. But when she made it, like said it like that, I was just like, oh yeah, I do. So I remember making a post, just sharing my before and after pictures. My Facebook blew up. And, you know, I haven't paid for my products since then. I've earned like 10 trips with our company. I've earned every founder's trip once I became coachable, right? And I just like, I thank Toddy every day because I really don't know where I would be. Like outside of the weight loss, my health, right? I see my neurologist and she's just like, oh my God, Lori, like keep doing what you're doing because you look amazing. And I just, yeah, so it's been an awesome ride. And it really, I was busy, right? Like my husband would get up at 3 o'clock in the morning. I would get up at 3:30. We would go clean a bar. Like it would take me about an hour every day. The only day we got off was Christmas Day. And my husband would go to work. So we were working like 14, 15 hours a day. And then when COVID came, the bar was shut down. So I just said to my husband after, I said, you know what? Thank goodness for Singular. We haven't had to change like our spending habits and stuff like that since we weren't getting paid for cleaning the bar. And I'm just like, you know what? We're giving that up. We don't have to get up at 3 o'clock in the morning anymore. And I, I just do it in slivers of time. I'm still busy with my day home, but I just do it in slivers of time. I work it from the time I get up until the time I go to bed. You know, some days might be busier than others, but I just work it. And when people say they don't have time, everybody has time. Everybody has 15 or 20 minutes out of their day that they can put into their business, right? So I thank my friend Toddy all the time because I really don't know where I'd be if it wasn't for her. She's an incredible leader and like Singular is on fire. And I'm so thankful and blessed to be on Toddy's team. She's an incredible leader. But you know what, guys? I said to Toddy, you know, with this promo that just came out for June, July, and August, like you guys, this is like incredible. So I've just dug deep right back into my back office, reached out to all my people who haven't hit their ranks lately and just said, you know what, guys, like you need to come with me. You can make some incredible extra bonuses this month. And it's just been going crazy. Like from this day last month, I'm up like 5,100 PV, right? Just by digging into my back office, just by saying like, come on, you guys, let's go. Plus two, I'm still always looking, you know, for new X brand partners and stuff like that. But I've just been working harder these last, well, basically since October, because I said to Toddy, I'm going to secure my founder's trip come January. Like it's going to be done in January. And I did it. I just work hard and just do it in slivers of time, being consistent, you know, posting all the time on your Facebook page, adding people to your testimonial group. Like I add people all the time, like 10, 15 people every day. And my follow-ups, like I keep everything. I always tell Toddy I'm a stalker because if they don't tell me to lose their number or they delete me or whatever, I keep reaching out to them because you just never know. Like I just signed up an X brand partner today. And my friend Rhonda, we used to hairdress together like years ago. And she's just like, okay, Lori, like I need to do what you're doing. Like we're the same age. You're aging backwards. So what do I need to do? And I was just like, oh my goodness. But I've always followed up with her and kept the communication open and stuff like that. Right. So that's really what I've been doing, just being consistent and I work it every day because Toddy always said to me, Lori, if you treat it like a hobby, hobbies are expensive. You need to treat it like a job. And I do. I just work it every day.
Awesome. A couple questions, and I'm sure everybody else is going to have some questions as well. But I wanted to ask you now, do you use Teamsy to help you with your follow-ups?
So I did use Teamsy, and I'm going to be brutally honest. I wasn't good with Teamsy. I was paying for it and I just wasn't doing it. So I really went back to pen and paper where I have like their name. I have everything written down, their email, like what they signed up. And I have a binder and I just have it all in there. And I just really paper and pen, like, cause I need to see it, not go to my toe. So I need to see it. So I have like a book, like I keep this book everywhere. Like I have my agenda goes with me everywhere. And I'm just more of a pen and paper. I did do Teamsy, but I didn't feel like I was productive. So I canceled it.
Okay, very good. All right. So now when you say you're doing your follow-ups, now do you text? Do you do video chats? Do you do a video and then send it that way? How do you what have you found, I guess is my biggest thing. What have you found that's working best for you as far as your follow-ups?
I've gone back to the old way, picking up the phone or video chats. I do voice recordings if I have to, but I really try to do like, so if I'm sending somebody, I do like where you, I don't know if you guys know, like you put on your camera and you can hold the camera button and it does like maybe 15 seconds and then I'll voice record the rest of it. But I always try to get them on a video chat just because then they can see the excitement. They can see your face. I did go like, whenever COVID and all that, I was doing a lot of just, text messaging and text replacing, but I just found like I wasn't getting anywhere. So I decided to go back what was working for me when I started like 6.5 years ago. And I've just been, and I make sure that Tottie's in every chat. And like, it's not that I need her, but the validation, right? That second story that they're hearing. And I'm taking them around. They're meeting more people because I slacked on that for a while. I just kind of would introduce them to Toddy and then I was done, right? Where now I'm introducing them to Tish or to Freddie or to Dr. Steve or Chantel or Ashley. You know what I mean? Like I'm letting them hear more stories because my story might not resonate with them. And we all know that, right? Like stories sell. So I really went back to the old way, getting them on the phone. And if they're not going to be on the phone, at least doing a video call or video chat.
Very good. So now when you say you put them in a chat with obviously with Toddy, now are you doing that just on your info chats as well? Or are you just doing it once you have signed them up?
Oh no, I like, let's just say you reached out to me, Leslie, and I would just, I would do a group chat right off the hop. Toddy kind of stays silent, you know what I mean? Until I say, can you go in there and share your story? But I always add Toddy to my chats. And like I said, I stopped doing that for a while and I can sell kits. Like I'm a kit seller, but I could see that my business wasn't expanding, right? So then I was like, okay, I need to go back to the old way that was working better. And so like these last 3 months, Toddy's been like in every chat. And then I take them like, just depending on, what their needs is. But I usually always introduce them to Tish just because she's Mama Bear of Canada and she has an incredible story, right? Like right. From rags to riches, right? So right. She has an incredible story. So those two are always in my chats right off the hop.
Cool. So what I love about that is that, did you guys hear? She's been with Zingular for 6.5 years and she's gone back to putting her upline in the info chat. And I think that is something that we are seeing more and more, so that we have that third party validation. Now, I'm going to ask you now, you kind of said that you had Tish in there too. So when you create your info chat, is it Toddy and Tish or do you just
no,
one? Okay.
No, I'll add Tish. Like, so let's just say I added you and then Toddy went in and shared their story and then they bought like the X Plus or the X bundle. Then I will go in and say, oh my goodness, like I just wanted you to hear my good friend Tish's story. So then she'll come in and share her story, or if it's Dr. Steve, or if it's like Dr. Steve, I use him lots just because Dr. Steve, right? And he's amazing. So I use him a lot in my chats.
Okay, so when they come in and tell their story, is it all written out or do they come in and actually verbalize it?
They verbalize it. It's like voice recorded. Like they might save their voice recording, right? And put it in there. But to them, it's like, no, it's not written down. It's voice record. Like I voice record my story like for all my team. So it's different every day, right? It just depends like if I'm busy changing diapers or something, right? So my story is always different. It could be short and sweet or it can be long, right? So no, I voice record my story like all the time. And so does Toddy. Like I know she saves her little voice recording,
Mhm.
but it's not written down. It's
Okay.
voice.
All right. So, all right, let me clarify that as well. So is it just a voice or actually visual and voice?
So we'll go in for like 10 seconds, just like say, hey, Leslie, it's so nice to meet you. You know, are you looking for weight loss or health issues? If you don't mind sharing. And then usually it cuts off. So then we'll voice record the rest of our stuff.
Okay.
But we
Yeah.
usually do try to, like, once they have signed up, we always do a video chat so we can see their face and they can see our faces.
Okay, cool. I like that. Well, I do know that Toddy loves to do her visual video chats. Yeah, she just
Yeah.
does. Even in our executive chat, you always see her bright, shiny face. So,
Yes.
yeah, right. So, and again, like you said, it shares that excitement, and it gets people excited because now they're looking that they have that same opportunity to lose,
Mhm.
30 or 20 pounds in 30 days, right?
Yeah.
So I love that. So I'm going to open it up to any questions. So if anyone has any questions, please unmute yourself and let's ask Lori questions. We got her here. Let's ask them. All right. Anyone?
One.
Oh, very good.
I'll ask one. Hey, Lori, what do you do
Hi.
on getting your brand new brand partner? There we go. I finally spit it out. What are your steps? What do you get them to do when you get one first enrolled? What are your first few steps that you do with them?
So I get them to do a curiosity post, which we help them with. If they're not comfortable sharing, like, I've invested in myself, they'll share like my story and my before and afters. And we get them to invite all their friends to our testimonial group. We tell them, don't be skeptical, invite all your friends, because your first initial invite, you can invite usually half of your Facebook friends, right? So that's what we get them to do. And then once they do that, then the next day, we also tell them, like, so let's just say people start accepting the invite, we get them to write their names down. And then they'll put, like, say, for instance, if it was Dawn would put us in a group chat with, say, it was Stephanie who accepted the invite. And then Dawn just kind of goes in there and said, oh, thanks for accepting the invite. This is my good friend, Lori Brooks. So then I just go in and do a little voice record and say, oh my God, thank you so much, Stephanie, for accepting our invite. I just want to share with you, you might be looking for weight loss. You might be looking for gut health. We have something for everyone. If you have any questions, I'd love to answer them for you, and just leave it at that.
Cool. All right.
I love that. I had not heard that on the invite. That is brilliant.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, because you just never know, right? Like, especially, and too, like, Toddy and I are the admins of the page. So let's just say you're doing your invite and some of them have like 5,000 friends and 4,000 friends. We kind of screenshot that, right? So we can keep, because we want to get in that person's network, because they've got 4,000 friends and 5,000 friends, right? So then we just watch for that. And once that person accepts the invite, we'll go in there like immediately to reach out to them.
Now, as admin, are you seeing when they accept it? I know
No,
that now there's,
yeah. But if we screenshot those names, we'll go in and see if they've accepted the invite, right? Because we can see who's in our testimonial group. So we just kind of keep screenshots of that and check it every once in a while, and that. And then it's up to, let's say Dawn, it's up to her to, let me know, like, oh my goodness, 6 people have accepted the invite. So we get them to write it down. And then we just, tell people, like, when they're coming in as an X brand partner, they all know 4 or 5 friends. So we always kind of say, I don't tell them to make a list of 100 people, because that overwhelms them, right? I just kind of say, like, people that you maybe went to high school with, people that you worked with, maybe in your community, or if your kids played soccer, or stuff like that to make a list like that in your family. And then we just kind of just say to them, like, 4 people. So get us on get us on a call with 4 of your diehard close friends. And they usually do it. Some people won't, right? But the people that want to change their life and want to get some extra money in their pocket, they really do not say that we're telling them to do, but asking them, right? Because they really want to make some money back in their pocket and find out what their why is, right? Lots of people want to travel and they can't afford to travel. So I've been nominated, I don't know how many times, for being like the top 5 in the company for getting your quick starts and stuff like that. And I'm blessed, but like I said to Tati, I'm tired of being nominated. I want to win that award.
You go, girl. All right. So we do have a question here. So Stephanie Wood asks, are you doing lots of events? Are you doing like sip and shares? Are you going to people's houses? Are you going to different cities? What are you guys doing in that respect?
So I do sip and taste, and I find that they're successful. Like, it's a smaller group that usually shows, but the online parties have been like amazing for me. I've had like a few flops, but I want to say, like, I think I've done about 12, 13 online. And I want to say majority of them have been success. Like, I think I've gotten 3 out of there that hit manager and stuff like that. Right. So, but you always have those online parties. So when collagen, the release of this watermelon collagen, I went in every group and said that, right? So I got a few sales that way of the collagen, the watermelon collagen and stuff like that. So every time there's a promo, I just go back into that online party and just say what the promo is. And like, I maybe go in there once a week just to kind of keep it going. Like, I might share like a recipe. I might share just a little spiritual thing or something like that, just to keep the interaction.
Cool. Awesome. All right. Okay. So anybody else have any questions for Lori?
I want to ask, hi, Lori.
Hi.
Hello. I wanted to ask you, okay, so you and Toddy are the admin of your testimony page. So you're screenshotting, let's say that your new person does 200 or 100 invites, 100, and they're all there. And you're approve. You're screenshotting those 100 so you see those? No. Okay, I'm sorry.
No, I'm just screenshotting the person that has like more than 2,500 friends.
Okay.
Because like some people might only have 500 friends or 700 friends, but really it only takes one person. But I feel that when we see 2,500 friends, then I go in there and I kind of creep their page to see what they're doing and stuff like that. And then I just kind of keep an eye on them, like to see when they accept the invite. And when they do, then like if it was one of your friends, I'd say, okay, Tim, we need to get in a conversation because they accepted the invite, and let's go and let me introduce myself.
Okay, now I understand. Thanks. And then another question with your parties. Let's say you have a friend, a customer who says, hey, I'll do a party. I don't want to be a brand partner. Are you doing a lot of parties or maybe they're on the fence? They're like, I don't really know. And we're like, okay, let's just have a Facebook party. Let's see. How many are you doing that are not ex-brand partners? And then let's say they have a lot of interest, are you saying, hey, let's do it, upgrade you? Or let's say they say, nope, I don't want to do this. Then are you like doing referral, like little referral gifts for them, depending on how successful the party is?
So a lot of my onlines, I reached out to my friends that have been following me for years. Sometimes it's a money thing, right? So I would reach out to them and just say, you know what, let's try an online party. Let's see how it goes, because maybe I can help you make some money back in your pocket. And then as soon as like one person, then I just call them and say, okay, like we need to sign you up with, depending on their finances, maybe it's just 120p, like the tummy tamer or something like that, right? But the majority of my online parties, I just reached out to friends that have followed me because I
Mhm.
keep track of everything. Like my messengers, I don't delete any kind of messenger. I'll archive like my teams and stuff like that, but my own personal one. So I'll scroll right down to the bottom and go back and read all the chats just to see, like where the last time I talked to them and stuff like that, right? But I would say 4 of the online parties that I did were people that were following me, that were my friend, like more of an acquaintance, right? But they really wanted to get on, but it was a price thing. So I just reached out to them and say, you know what, you guys, I'm trying something different. I don't know if it's going to work. I said, but let's give it a try. And they've all been very successful. Like I think I can't say all, 2 of were a flop, but I just feel they just didn't do their share. They didn't invite all their friends. Like, cause I can see what they're inviting, right? Because I'm the admin of that. So inviting like 6 people and only like 2 accept, right? Like you got to invite a lot of people. If you invite like say 300 people, you might get 30 people in your group, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's good. Okay, thank you so much. That's good
You're
to
very
know.
welcome.
And I didn't realize you were at my house last year
Yes, I was.
for
you
XLC.
did a little
I was like, oh my
footprint.
God, we were all here together. This is
Yes.
Lori.
Yeah.
It's so cool. It's good to
It was,
see you.
it was a beautiful day.
Yes. It
Yeah, that
was.
was a fun party. Fun party.
Yes, it was.
All right. Next question. So Stephanie Wood wants to know, what would you say your close rate is now using 3-way chats versus not? Like
Hands
closing,
down,
like,
way better.
okay,
Mhm.
I love it.
Yeah. And I know that it takes more time and we were getting used to just, but I feel like I just sounded like a robot. And then you would share like, your first step, they would answer it. Then you would share their second step. They might answer it, right? Or they might ghost you. But I felt once you share like the visual, like the price list of the kits, then I just found like they were gone.
Yeah.
Right. Where I don't share it till they've actually like talked to us and we've got to know what they want. And then, we always tell them we have different systems to meet them at their budget and their needs and stuff like that. But I always start with an X advance and work my way down. And I have like a couple girls on my team that they're 8-day kit sellers. And I'm just like, you guys, like, no, you got to start with the larger kits and work yourself down.
Yeah. Yeah. I love it.
Yeah.
Yeah. Well, I think again, I mean, we've been all talking about this for the last 8 months, I think it is, to get back to where we were before 2020, like getting back,
Mhm.
getting people on phone calls, getting people
Mhm.
like to see us and to hear us rather than just, fast chats and, all of that, the
Yeah.
boards and that sort of thing. So I love that. Any other things that you can think of that your team and Tottie's team has been doing that um, that that has been working for you? Anything that
So
you can think of?
we also celebrate every X brand partner. Like we use the X brand partner. Well, we welcome them as soon as they sign up as an X brand partner, even if they haven't even like sold a kit. I do find celebrating people gets them excited and stuff like that. And 2, I'm not as good as Toddy with this, but she's signing people up. Everyone is an X brand partner. There's no ifs, ands, or buts. I wouldn't say I'm as good at that. I'm getting better because I'm not as out there like Toddy. So you either sign up as an X brand partner. And if you don't want to, okay, well, we're going to call into Singular and I'm going to sign you up as like the retail. So they're paying like the big price. They're not paying like the customer price. They're paying like the big price. And lots of people they're like, no, I don't want to be an X brand partner. So yeah, I'm fine with that. Like, what is like we an X advanced here is like 667. So they're paying like $800. And some of them are okay with that. But majority of them will say, oh, no, I want it at your price. So then they sign up as an X brand partner And then Tottie's just like, okay, we're gonna rock and roll and I'm gonna help you get your money back in your pocket. This is what you need to do. I do sign people up as X brand partner, but if they say no, I don't say, I'm not as, I guess it's a me thing, right? I just say, okay, well, you could just be a customer, and like, really, they're getting it for the same price. But I just kind of put in my chat, like when people say, what do you need? I just say name, address, email, cell, credit card info, SIN, and birth date. Majority of them don't even come back and say, why do you need my SIN and birth date? Majority of them just give me my information. Where before I would never ask for their SIN number or their birth date and stuff like that. Where now I just, like, when they, you know, if we're talking and they'll say like, what do you need? I'll just say, I'll text you all the information that I need. If you're comfortable texting in, you know, our group chat. If not, I can give you a call and just write it down. And I just say what they need, and they usually just give it.
Right, right. Now there is a difference though. With Canada, you guys don't have any membership fees at all. You have nothing. So
No.
like for us, we have that $49.95.
Right.
So for you guys, it's probably easier to say, well, we're just going to sign you up as an X brand partner, right? Because it doesn't
Mhm.
cost you anymore. Whereas with us, it's like that $50 to them might
Yeah.
be the, you know, the make it or break it.
Right.
Thing. Yeah. So,
Yeah.
but that's cool. That's cool.
Yeah.
That is awesome. All right. Any other questions? We're getting close to our 30 minutes, and we love to you know, make sure that we don't keep you guys on here too long. I know that many of you have things to do, people to see, all those fun
Yes.
things. So anybody have any other questions before we let Lori go and close out our session?
Hey Lori, are y'all using the collagen as any promotions or anything like that? The watermelon collagen, or are y'all able to get it up there for the promo? Or not for the promo,
So,
but
No,
needed.
we have to call in our collagen because it hasn't been brought into Canada yet. So
Okay.
we have to call it in and stuff like that. But majority of us will do bulk orders, right? And then we just kind of put it where it benefits us, right? With the
Right.
call-in order. Same with like the pina colada, same with flex, or the prebiotic was in Canada, but there's a little bit of a little hiccup. So they've pulled it from our Canadian warehouse, but that's okay. We're, you know what, we just keep going, and it is what it is. And our kits aren't like your guys' kits until the prebiotic. But you know what, we still, like, majority of my kits are X Advanced and X Plus. Like but before we just had the Ultimate and the Ignite, right? The two of them. And two, the Ultimate, like when we first started, was way better kit here in Canada than compared to our Ignite system. So most of us are really good at selling like the larger systems and stuff like that, because that's really all we had, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
Yeah. I just want to say something. Did you guys watch Room at the Top with Cynthia and Kala?
Mhm.
So I love this. I even made it like in a little pic collage of, like, you probably can't see it, but what Cynthia said, you have a multi-million-dollar global business in the palm of your hand for less than the price of a cell phone. You get to choose who you work with. Like when she said that, I was like, oh my God, we do.
Yep.
Right?
Yep.
Mhm.
We do.
Yeah.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, thank you so much. And if nobody has any other questions, you're welcome to go ahead and unmute and ask. And thank you so much, Lori. We super appreciate it. I know that you're
was my
probably going to XLC in Miami.
Well, I'm not going to XLC, and I don't like to talk about it, but I always say to Toddy, it's not over until the day of. It's just that I have a couple new little day home kids starting the beginning of July, and it usually takes a good month, and I don't want to throw like a helper in there for those days. So I'll see how it goes. I might book a last minute flight. You never know, but I definitely will be in Kentucky.
All right, very good. Well, I'll see you in Louisville. It's only an hour and a half from me here in Indiana, so I will definitely
Nice.
be there. And it's horse country, so I am looking forward to that. Unfortunately, I won't be able to go to Miami either, but I know that some of these rock stars will be there, so super excited.
Mhm.
And we'll see you in Louisville for sure. And
Yes.
thank you so much again, and go Canada.
Yes, and thank you so much for having me on. It was nice to see all your beautiful faces.
All right, thank you.
Thank you, Lori.
Bye. You're welcome.
Thank